Being on a tier 2 visa doesn't mean that you have 100% immunity from UK immigration rules. There are some small things that would ruin this tier 2 visa for you, especially when you want to apply for your indefinite leave to remain in the UK. So this healthcare worker was refused indefinite leave to remain in the UK after 5 years of working. He has gone to appeal, but let's work on this video and I'll tell you guys everything that resulted to this present level. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chinemerem. Like I said, being on a tier 2 visa doesn't give you that complete immunity. Some people feel like because I'm on a tier 2 visa, I have access to this and that, I can work as much as I want to. No, you are totally wrong. You cannot work as much as you want to. Even though you are on a tier 2 visa, you are not allowed to work as much as you want to. There are some jobs you cannot do on a tier 2 visa. This person came to the UK and he's been working. He's a care worker and not just a care assistant, but he's a care worker, and he's been working in a hospital for 5 years. Of course, he's been here for 5 years. So after his 3 years, nothing happened. They sponsored him again for 2 years, and after 2 years, is now qualified to apply for his indefinite leave to remain. Of course, you know that in the UK, after working for 5 years on a tier 2 visa, you can apply for your indefinite leave to remain. So this person obviously ticks all the boxes. However, one slight mistake, one simple something has ruined all this for him. During the time he was working, his contractual hour was for 39 hours a week. For you to be sponsored, you should be working on a full-time basis, and you should be from about 37.5 hours to 40 hours a week. Now he decided that since he's on a tier 2 visa, he can work as much as he wants to. So he took a second job in the same field, but in a different establishment. Because of course he had all the time. There was no point staying at home doing nothing. As a single person, you can obviously do this one and do that one. And he was working extra 2 days a week. However, the shift hours or the working hours in this establishment is 12 hours a day. So he would do 12 hours in 2 days. That's extra 24 hours a week on top of his normal contractual hours. So do you know his mistake now? He did 24 hours a week instead of 20 hours a week. And to be honest, there's some people that have done this and they scale through. But it doesn't mean that if you do it, you will scale through as well. People will be like, oh, but this person did it, that person did it, and they did it, and they got through it. So why can't I do it? You can see this thing is not like something I read online. It is a physical story. So if you feel a person A did it and he scaled through, person B did it and he scaled through, of course I can do it. You don't know which person that will be assessing you. Maybe the person that assessed person A was a different person and he doesn't even care. And maybe your own assessor may be someone that wants to look into every single detail, look into every single thing, and the person really cares. So if this kind of person should assess you, of course you know that you're not getting any indefinite leave to remain. So let's assume that the person that assessed this person I'm talking about is that kind of picky person that wants to look into every single detail. After assessing him, he was like, well, sorry, for this reason, you worked more than 20 hours a week when you were on your tier 2 visa, and so we are not going to give you this indefinite leave to remain. And that was how this person was denied indefinite leave to remain in the UK after 5 years of working. Well, I don't know what he's going to do now, whether they will ask him to go back, or I don't know what they will do, or whether he will continue working on a sponsored visa, because I think the way around it is he should either continue working on the sponsored visa until whenever, or he may have to go back to his country or so. At the moment, he has gone to appeal the decision, which, if he's lucky and gets a different assessor, the assessor may be kind enough to say, well, okay, let's leave him for this reason or that reason. The point of this video is to let you guys know that if you are on a tier 2 visa, please don't work as much as you want to. I know it's tempting, especially if you are single. You've got all the time. You don't want to stay at home because UK is boring, home is boring, everywhere is boring. So you'd rather be at work and work all day, all night. But please don't exceed your working hours a week, because it would lead into something you would not like. The only reason why this person was refused his indefinite leave to remain is because he worked more than 20 hours a week, actually in the same field, but just that he worked 4 hours extra every week. No other reason, no other fault, nothing else. He did not access public funds, or like people are scared of public funds. So if you're looking to come here on a tier 2 visa, let me tell you about your work hours. If you are on a tier 2 visa, that means you should be working on a full-time basis. Full-time work hours is from 37.5 hours to 40 hours a week. Some companies may be like 45 hours, 44 hours, but that's too extreme. But on the normal, it is from 37.5 hours to 40 hours a week, and on average 39 hours. Now, if you feel you've got enough time and you want to take up additional work or additional job, there are some conditions that will be met. First of all, the job you are going to do, the extra job you are going to do, must be on the shortage occupation list or have the same code as the job you were sponsored to do. Do you understand that? So if you are sponsored to do a care job and you want to take up extra job afterwards, you can't just go and take up lecturing job, or you can't just go and take up factory job or something like that as your extra job. No, you must take up a job in the care field. Either it is on the shortage occupation list, or it is in the care field, or has the same code as the care work. So as a care assistant, as a care worker, or as a nurse, as a doctor, you can't just work as a lecturer, even if you are a lecturer, or you can lecture. You just can't work as a factory worker, even if you can work in the factory, or a warehouse assistant, even if you can do that. You can't work in those areas. You can only work in the health and care sector. So if you work in any other area, you may be jeopardizing your ILR. Number 2, you must not work more than 20 hours a week, whether you are working in the same field or not. And the extra job you are going to take must not interfere with the job you are already sponsored to do. So you should not say, oh, because I have this extra shift, you don't tell your sponsor that you cannot work this particular deal because you have a different shift somewhere else and they're not sponsoring you. But if for any reason you feel you want to take up more than additional 20 hours a week, you should not get the second job to sponsor you. Yes, you can now have two sponsored jobs. The second job, if they want you, if they need you, if they feel you are very valuable to them, that second job should not be able to sponsor you. But remember that if two jobs are sponsoring you, you should know that you should also meet up with the criteria, because that means this other sponsor may want you to work for 30 hours or 39 hours a week, and this other one may want you to work for 39 hours a week as well. If you can do it, why not? But if not, you have to check these things out before accepting any of these contracts. And you should request a validation of your permission from UK Visas and Immigration. Then finally, you can also work more than 20 hours a week, so long as you are not getting paid in that job. So yes, if you want to work more than 20 hours a week extra, you can do voluntary jobs which will not pay you. If that voluntary work will pay you, it should just be paying you for, reasonable expenses. Maybe you traveled really far to do the job, or there are some expenses that you incurred during the job. If not, that job should not be paying you if you are working more than 20 hours there. So if you should work more than 20 hours a week, you must not get paid. This does not affect your normal work hours, whether it's 39, 40 hours with your sponsor. It doesn't affect that. It's only when it comes to doing an additional job that you have these restrictions, not working more than 20 hours a week. And if you must work more than 20 hours a week, you either get a COS from the second employer or not get paid. And also, if you are on a tier 2 visa, you are not allowed to access public funds as well. I have a video on public funds. I talked about public funds, the ones you can access and the ones that you can't access. You can check out that video because it will really be of help. You may really gain a lot from it. Also, read your contract very well. Go on gov.uk and feed yourself with more information if you're coming on a tier 2 visa. And you guys, that's that about this video. I hope it helps someone out there. Until I see you again in the next one, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. So take care, stay safe, and bye.